If we all open our eyes to see, He is all that we need right now, and we can all come together somewhere, somehow. His door is open, no matter. Just take the first step, you'll see it's not so far. Down this road that holds all the answers. Open your heart to something greater.
Muslim Student Society of
His holy
Nigeria,
book speaks pure and true,
where
and always
they
tells
carry
us
out
what we must do. His last prophet was sent as a guide.
a lot of activity as far as publication and broadcasting of the programs of the Muslim Student Society of Nigeria is concerned. We do publish the Mazone newsletter twice a year, and we also have our online TV, particularly with the YouTube, which is the Mazone TV. Normally, we organize an annual conference or workshop that our teaming members, particularly the editorial crew, is being exposed to certain rudiments of publicity, publication, and so on and so forth. This year, because of the challenge of the COVID-19 pandemic, we're going virtual, and of course, we're trying to increase our visibility. Because for those that were with us last year, they understood that our target last year was on visibility of the Mazone newsletter. Alhamdulillah, I think this year we have been accorded with that opportunity of using the virtual media to see how we'll increase our visibility. I want to most sincerely apologize, like my editor-in-chief has called my attention. People had challenges with the password. Unfortunately, there was a small mix-up. The password for Saturday, when we were sending our email, the password for Saturday, we put it for Sunday, and the password for Sunday was, for Sunday was put for Saturday. So there was a swap. So if you have any person still having challenge, just tell the person to use the Sunday password, please. Any person still having challenge, just advise the person to use the Sunday password for today, inshallah. That is for Sunday 8, for today, Saturday 7, and Saturday 7 for tomorrow, Sunday 8, inshallah. But as time goes on, meanwhile, permit me to still hold us, because a lot of people have been calling, so we intend to give some 5 minutes, maybe before we were supposed to start by 10, but we'll have to delay till some 5 minutes after before we start. I want to welcome our personalities coming in. My editor-in-chief, Umar Sanda, you are welcome. You are taking over our screen, you are welcome. Our guest speaker, Dr. Yaku Ozohu, you are also welcome. Our Oga and the person who has given us all the wherewithal to see that this program goes very well, Dr. Ali Tanko, you are also most welcome. He has been with us since 9 o'clock. All other members, you are most welcome, inshallah. So bear with us a little bit while we continue to put one and one. Our chairman of the occasion, too, Professor Abdullah Mati, you are also welcome. Inshallah, we hope in the next 5-10 minutes, we should start the program. Meanwhile,
Let me again want to welcome everybody to this very important program. We welcome everybody to this very important program, the program of the Mazone News, which is an annual program, and aims at building our capacity and also making us aware of things contemporaneous that is happening in our society globally. The theme for this year's conference is looking at the Muslim media in Nigeria, where we are and where we ought to be. I take it again, Muslim media in Nigeria, where we are and where we ought to be. And alhamdulillah, there are going to be a series of presentations to mark this annual conference. The conference, like we know, it's going to be in two phases. One is today on the 7th, and tomorrow we have also another one on the 8th. Today's own, inshallah, will be looking at two issues, very fundamental issues. One on social media and how we can maximize the use of social media in Muslim journalism. And alhamdulillah, you have an expert, an IT expert, who will be handling that with us. We also have the other aspect, which is going to be on peace journalism. How should Muslims explore the issue of peace journalism? Do we have even anything called peace journalism? Is there war journalism, and so on and so forth? And we also have a guru in terms of media, a media scholar, Dr. Yakub Ozogu, who will also have with us. Inshallah, to chair this very important session is our elder, our teacher, our mentor, Professor Abdullahi Mati, Professor A.A. Mati, who is also blessed as far as the issue of media is concerned, though he's not in the media field, but he's also blessed with knowledge of interpretations and also issues of current affairs. He's someone who many a times good use of news that has been received. Abdullahi A.A. Mati. Please, the editor-in-chief, I will be calling the editor-in-chief, who will give a brief opening remark before I hand over to the chairman. But he has technically cautioned that we should inform all members, kindly mute your mic. Kindly mute your mic. Even your videos, kindly shut your videos. Just remove yourself. Except you are presenting or you are sharing, there is no need for you to bring up your video. Only those that are presenting, just listen attentively, and I believe we will get the gist. For those that have papers, they will share it with us, particularly the IC consultant. I know papers with us, so we just look through the screen when he shares it with us. So please, I want to beg our teaming members, and as more are coming in, our host particularly should take note and bring them in. So I welcome Professor Abdullahi Mati. But before he starts his comment and welcome remark, and may I invite our editor-in-chief, Dr. Ashek Medugu, who will be moderating tomorrow and anchoring tomorrow, to give his opening remark. But officially, sorry, maybe there should be an opening prayer. Let me call on our elder too, who has been with us since, Dr. Anil Tanko, to open the session for us with prayers. Dr. Aliu Tanko, if he stayed with us. He said he was going for a meeting, but Dr. Aliu Tanko? Dr. Aliu Tanko?
أعوذ بالله السميع العليم
Dr.
من
Aliu
الشيطان
Tanko?
الرجيم.
Host,
ربنا
check for
إنا
me, please. Aliu Tanko around.
آمنوا بربكم فآمنا ربنا فاغفر لنا ذنوبنا وكفر عنا سيئاتنا وتوفنا مع الأبرار. Oh Allah, as we gathered, may you open our heart to hear and to obey and to go by the right message for us and for our other brothers and sisters. ربنا تقبل منا انك انت السميع العليم وتب علينا يا مولانا انك امين.
Thank you very much, Amin. Jazakallah khairan. Elder and former national president, one-time national president of the MSS, Dr. Aliu Tanko, who will also be chairing tomorrow's session, inshallah. We thank you very much for your time, and inshallah, let me invite the editor-in-chief, Dr. Sheikh Maidugu, to give his opening remark. Dr. Sheikh Maidugu.
أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على من نبي بعد. Brothers and sisters in Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. It is indeed a great honor and privilege to welcome you and present a brief welcome remark at this auspicious occasion, which is the MSS News Annual Conference 2020. We have a theme for the conference: Muslim media in Nigeria, where we are and where we ought to be. The media is very important for da'wah, and we've realized this as members of the Muslim Student Society in order to utilize it to bring the required change and influence decision-making in this country. This is an annual conference. Alhamdulillah, we are opportune to meet today senior brothers, and it seems our junior brothers as well from the background. We appreciate the presence of our elder brother, Dr. Aliu Tanko, Professor Abdullah Mati, and a host of other brothers and sisters. It is indeed heartwarming. We had some initial hitches, but alhamdulillah, more brothers are joining as we progress. And so far, as I have seen, we have about 23 participants. And we hope that many will join, inshallah, because based on the registrations, our numbers are more than this. And we expect brothers to join from other part of the world as well. We have our guest speakers already seated. We have Dr. Yakubu Suleiman Ozohi, and we also have our own brother Najeeb Gambo, also with us. The brothers are too many to mention, but like I said, we appreciate everybody for being here. We hope and pray that at the end of the conversation, all of us will be more educated on these very important aspects of our life, which is about using the media and where we ought to be as Muslims in this country. Without much ado, I will hand over the proceedings to the chairman of the occasion, our own Professor Abdullah Mati, to now give his remarks and invite the presenters. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you for your welcome remarks. We also welcome our host, particularly in the person of Dr. Ali Gambo, for the effort and for the support for this program. Talking Allah what everyone abundantly. I think without much waste of time, in view of the time, we may just proceed into the main lectures of the day or discussions. However, I would like to make some very short but pertinent comments. Needless to say that this topic of the theme of this year's conference of the Mazone is very, very apt. The position of Muslims today and where we ought to be in the media world, particularly in Nigeria, is something that I think it's worth discussing, and I hope it will not just end at discussion only. At the end of this conference, we are going to have some communique and kind of action plan for us to really lift ourselves from where we are and where we ought to be. This will go a long way in solving most of the problems. I'm sure the speakers who are very experienced in the subject matter will take us through the various aspects of the challenges we have in the media in Nigeria today, and perhaps globally. We know where we are, in the sense that the misrepresentation of Muslims in the media and the lack of coverage are deliberate twisting and misrepresentation so as to either defame Islam or to cause a political twist against the Muslims in Nigeria. So I'm sure various aspects of this will be highlighted, and probably at the end of it, we should be able to have a kind of what way forward. What should we do in order to be where we ought to be today? So, without much ado, I will want to first of all call on the first speaker, Dr. Yakubu Suleiman, come forward for his presentation. And so while he presents, we keep our questions, we jot down our questions and comments. At the end of it, we'll take comments and questions. Thereafter, I think after the second speaker must have finished his own, we should be able to come up with some points that, like a kind of action points. What should the Ummah do, or what should we do in order to take us where we ought to be today?
The first speaker is Dr. Najeeb, sir. Sorry, sir.
Okay, Dr. Najeeb.
Okay, Dr. Najeeb.
Okay, so Alhamdulillah. Sorry, I mixed up the. Sorry, Dr. Najeeb Gambo is the first speaker. Sorry for my twist of the speaker. So please, I would like to invite Dr. Najeeb Gambo who is also very familiar to us as a media specialist. He has held, he has been, I'm sure he has been introduced by the moderator, Benny Easter, at the beginning of this session, so I don't need to introduce him again. So please, Dr. Najeeb, Malam Najeeb, please come forward for your presentation.
I'm struggling because like the host hadn't added me as a co-host to enable me share my screen.
Yes, please, we are calling on the host to enable him to share his PowerPoint presentation.
Assalamu
alaikum.
Yes, I was also added as a co-host, so I don't have the ability to add you directly, but however, you can make the presentation while we look at you, then later on we'll forward the presentation to the participants via their emails, inshallah.
I'm not sure.
No,
it is practically impossible for me to do that, because I made my presentation in such a way that I will show the screen so that people can understand what I'm explaining.
Okay.
I think maybe from Aliu Tanko, the host there can be able to enable.
Yeah, he can add multiple people as a host, and they can share the screen. Or he enables the screen for everybody, then I share my screen.
Yes.
No, you can. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. I think the host can enable the presenters.
Assalamu alaikum.
Yes.
Assalamu alaikum. Malam Najeeb, I think you are good to go.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Najeeb, you can start.
Yeah.
Please let me know when you are seeing my screen.
Yes, we can see your blank screen.
Thank you. أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على من لا نبي بعد أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Mr. Chairman, our elder and other members, assalamu alaikum once again. It is my pleasure to meet Professor Abdullahi Mati after a long time. And I would like to equally apologize to the organizers, because the topic that was given to me is the role of social media. However, when I look at the title of the presentation, it seems to me too simplistic for this presentation. The reason why I mentioned that, looking at the potential of social media just to provide the role of the social media doesn't really capture the essence of what we are really interested in doing. Against this background, I decide, with the permission of the chairman, that I change the topic slightly into Forties for Harnessing Social Media Potential, a case for Muslim media houses. What Forties refers to or stands for, it stands for tips, tools, techniques, and takeaway. I repeat, Forties in this particular presentation refers to tips, tools, techniques, and takeaway for harnessing social media potential, a case for Muslim media houses. However, for the purpose of this presentation, the focus is on the potential of the social media. So in this presentation, I may not likely delve into some potential issues, but I'm trying to discuss the potential of the social media in this presentation. Against this backdrop, So the outline of my presentation, one, I will need to give an overview of what social media is all about. Two, to show why and why now. Why should anybody care to listen to this presentation, and why at this material time? And for us to appreciate the role of social media, we need to provide a little case study on how other organizations are leveraging social media in their day-to-day activities, and juxtapose this case study into the Muslim media houses, or how Muslim journalists could take advantage of the social media. Next, we are going to present an agenda setting on how we are going to take advantage of social media, and focus on some of the issues that I really see a gap when it comes to the role of social media vis-a-vis our Muslim journalists and Muslim houses. Then I provide a takeaway. The last item is question and answer. But before I start this presentation, I think it is important for me to give a little story so that it can connect to what I'm trying to provide. So here is a story of Crystal Wascher. She happens to be one of those people who earn money using social media. So I'll give an example, then I will link the example to what I'm trying to provide before we go to the main issue of the stake. Crystal Wascher has a YouTube channel called Create with Crystal. That is the name of her YouTube channel. In her YouTube channel, he only uploads 5 videos on her YouTube channel. He only has 5 videos on her YouTube channel. However, as at 26th of October 2020, Crystal currently has 7,231 subscribers. By subscribers, I mean those who are following her videos. And from May to September, that is the range within the 6 months, these 5 videos she uploaded on YouTube generated a sum of revenue of at least $500 in a month. So she earned at least, within the May and June, the revenue started minimum like 523, 546, but when she took the average, she left it at the cost of $500. These are 5 videos she uploaded on YouTube, and her subscribers, those people who watch her YouTube videos, are 7,231 people trying to watch her videos. And so every month, she earned about 192,000 naira as a side income. This is beside her normal income that is coming, 192,000. Then from January to October, that is there 2020, you know, like some people started this lockdown right from December. So what she earns is about 4,418.40, which is equivalent to like 1,680,000 naira during the lockdown, where a lot of business crumbled, people lost their job, but this lady, Crystal, earned at least 1.6 million naira from January to this October. And look at it, throughout, from the time she created the YouTube channel to now, she has like 122,359 people who watched her video. So look at the number. It's not even up to 500,000. It's not even up to 200. But Crystal was able to garner viewers of like 122,359. So juxtapose this with one YouTube video called "How to Tie a Tie." Those who will have the presentation can go and click the link. There is a link to this video. So in this video, what they did is just is 5.4-second video showing people how to tie a tie. And in this video, currently it has like 74,672,703 views. And it has like 322,000 likes. So compare this video with 74 million viewers compared to the one from Crystal, which has like 122,000 viewers, which she showed us evidence that every month, at least for the first 6 months, she used to have like 169,000 as a side income that is coming to her. So what will happen, for example, if we said we have Muslim media houses that really are into producing videos, high quality videos that will attract a lot of money to fund their activities. So that is the reason why I bring this story, to show you the potential of social media in managing media houses. Now, coming to what social media is all about. Because like ordinarily when we talk about social media, what comes into our minds is like social, like Facebook, like Instagram, like YouTube. So to avoid that oversimplification of understanding social media, here is an all-encompassing definition of what social media is all about. A set of mobile and web-based platforms built on Web 2.0 technologies and allowing users at the micro, meso, and macro levels to share and geotag user-generated content such as images, text, audio, video, and games to collaborate and to avoid and to build networks and communities with the possibility of reaching and involving large audience. That is what social media is. Here is an example of the taxonomy of social media. Under social media, you have online social networks such as Facebook, such as LinkedIn. You have blogging journals such as Medium, such as WordPress. You have something like microblog. You have under microblog, you have tools such as Tumblr, such as Twitter, and you have wikis such as Wikipedia. You have other social news such as Reddit, such as Quora. You have other social bookmarking tools such as Pocket, such as Delicious, such as Wakalet. These are all types of social media. Other media sharing, other type of social media is what they call media sharing. This includes YouTube, Vimeo, Likey, TikTok, and all such kinds of video sharing, as well as games-related websites. Not only that, you have opinion, reviews, and rating websites are also part of the social media ecosystem. This opinion review includes like Amazon, like Yelp, like CNET. They are all types of social media and they are part of the social media ecosystem. Lastly is what you call answers platform, like Wiki Answers, like Yahoo Answers. They are all part of social media. So when I'm referring to social media in this discussion, I'm referring to all these kinds of platforms that encapsulate to provide what we call social media. So why should we care about this social media, and why should Muslim journalists and media houses take advantage of this social media? Here is an example, just to show you. Here is just a simple comparison between traditional media and social media. When you look at traditional media, you realize that it has a limited coverage. When you take a radio, the distance at which it will travel is really restricted due to other restrictions by the government. And if you look at newspapers, television, they also have their length at which people can view all these things. But when you talk about social media, you have an unlimited audience. And unless you are part of the internet enemy communities such as China, you could be able to see what other people are sharing. So that is one of the differences. Then if you look at the issue of traditional media like radio, television, newspapers, you'll find out that the interaction is one-to-many, unlike in social media where you have many-to-many. you can interact with people through Facebook, you can interact through YouTube, you can interact through Instagram, you can interact through a lot of means. Not only that, you'll realize that most of the media houses, traditional media houses, they normally have a single format. If it is radio, it is just an audio. It is just of recent that they started generating also small clips. And however, when it comes to social media, you'll find image, you'll have text, you'll have videos, you'll have links, you'll have a lot of things enmeshed and embedded in one place. Another thing is it has a limited diffusion. The number of communities, the number of groups you can put your idea to go through. However, social media is instantaneous and viral because you can share something and it can be shared within minutes. Like if you look at the most viral video of 2019, you realize that in 1 minute, it was shared like 49 million times. So, and it has estimated measurability. The number of sales you have, the number of audience you have, the number of reach. Unlike in social media, you can really measure your return of investment, you can measure clicks per second, you can measure a lot of things in which we will discuss about. Another thing is the most important, one of the things that you will understand how potential this platform is, look at it. It took Telcon 75 years to reach 50 million users. It took a radio 38 years to reach 50 million users, a television 13 years, while internet browsers like internet, it reached like 4 years to reach 50 million users. When you take a Facebook, within only 2 years, it was able to reach 15 million users. iPhone, it reached 50 million users within 3 months. But this is one of the social media that is Angry Birds. Within 35 days, when this game was released, it reached 50 million users. So you can see the instantaneous nature, the volume, the velocity, and how people can take advantage of social media. Not only that, if you look at the number of people, like currently like 3.45 billion people are using social media, and 59% of global consumers use social media as a source of inspiration for purchases, and 89% of consumers want to message business directly via social, and 200 million users visit at least one business profile page for every day. So you can understand how you could be able to track metrics and analytics using social media, which other media like traditional media could not provide this type of potential. So now let's take a simple example and see a case study of how organizations and media houses are taking advantage of social media and use it to their, how they are taking it and use it to their advantage. For example, most of notable media houses, international and local media houses, take advantage of social media to verify objects. For example, there is this kind of tool that will give you this thing whenever someone shares an information on social media. For example, one of the simple tools they use is TinEye for reverse image search to determine whether the information shared by people on social media is really genuine information or it was something that has been around for long. Here is an example. In 2017, when there was this aspect that in Peru, then a lady called Laura shared a picture. It says, "This photo breaks my heart. They need our help too. Let us not leave them alone." Here is, I stopped sharing the screen. Okay, let me, sorry.
Please, the host should share him again. Yes. Okay, it's back.
Okay. Yeah.
It's back.
So you can see, I wanted to, I don't know whether, let me see, okay, I still have time. I wanted to show you how these people take advantage to every time media houses receive a lot of information that are misleading or misinformation or any kind of thing, they take advantage of the information people share on social media to verify on whether this thing is correct or not. If we have time, I can demonstrate how we can figure out on whether this picture we have seen here, this picture we see here, is really techno comment, please. You are interrupting our presentation. Okay, we can, if we have enough time, inshallah, I will demonstrate how we can find out whether what is shared is really good or not. Not only that, social media houses, journalists can take advantage of social media to monitor and track developing stories. For example, this tweet deck is a third-party application that provides a live update on what is going on Twitter. It is a third-party application. Now it's part of Twitter tools. Just click tweetdeck.com, then put your mentions, hashtag, and whatever you are interested in there, it will give you an update of what is currently happening. Here is an example of a tweet deck, what one of the journalists is saying. I use social media mostly for three purposes. First, to reach family and friends of victims and suspects, and to get photos and gather information. Second, I use TweetDeck and other social media to gather intelligence and keep on top of trends and subjects. Third, I use social media to build branding, get my name where it needs to be, and build sources. Here is an example. Let me just share my screen to you and see what TweetDeck can do. Let me quickly share my screen and show you what TweetDeck can do to you as a journalist. So, for example, here is a TweetDeck. I'm interested in seeing what is going on with the election in the US, or I'm interested in seeing the happening around coronavirus. So, please, are you able to see my screen? Abdullah?
Sorry, we can't see your screen. We cannot see your screen.
You can see my screen right away?
Yes.
Okay, just a minute. This one. How about now?
Yes, we can see this one.
So as a journalist, for example, I'm interested in tracking what is going on with coronavirus. I'm interested in tracking what is going on with real Donald Trump. I'm interested in tracking what is going on with US elections. I'm interested in what is going on with US election results. So you can see live tweet that is going on. So we can monitor and track a lot of things people are sharing. Okay, back. So this one is for real Donald Trump. This one is US election. We can see as people are sharing what is going on. So here is a simple example. You can see they are moving as people share screen. So with this, you could be able to find out the exact happening on what is going on around a conference. If, for example, this conference, this ongoing conference, we shared a tag. I mean, we really share this a hashtag on where people can follow us. We can use this tweet deck to find out what people are discussing about this conference. So here is a simple example. Now going back to the main presentation. So this is what they use social media for. This is just a screenshot. Another example of the use of social media is this group tweet. What organizations and journalists are taking advantage is if there is going to be a huge crisis, or it's going to be a huge celebration, or something that of significance that has people interest. So what people normally do is, if, for example, let's give an example of what happens to EndSARS protests. You understand this EndSARS protest took place in different parts of the world, and in different parts of Nigeria, and there happens to be ongoing looting here and there. So if, for example, Mazone is interested in providing live coverage 24 hours, and people really rely on the Twitter handle of Mazone to understand what is going on. So instead, for each reporter at the front line of the Mazone to tweet through his own handle, what Group Tweet provides, this Group Tweet is a third-party application that allows different people to share one Twitter handle. How do they do this? Is, for example, my Twitter handle is at the Najeeb, and probably Mazone handle is Mazone at Mazone.com. That is the Twitter handle. So we want every reporter from Mazone, for example, Najeeb, who happens to be a reporter for Mazone, share the live coverage of what is going on in Abuja. So what Najeeb is going to do is that the admin of Group Tweet will add all the reporters as part of the Group Tweet family. So Najeeb will go through his own personal handle as the Najeeb. Once I put as the Najeeb, then I put Mazone. I put a hashtag Mazone we give to tweet, Group Tweet. Then once I tweeted through my Twitter handle, that tweet will come directly to the Twitter handle of Mazone. So everybody using his own Twitter handle is contributing to the main Twitter handle of that organization. So this is one advantage of how a lot of organizations are using Group Tweet to provide coverage using social media. Example, UNICEF use Group Tweet a lot. Boston Police use Group Tweet. NBC, ESPN, all these organizations take advantage of this third-party application to provide their social media followers with seamless coverage 24/7. So that is one kind of case study that we need to learn from. Another is social media management. One of the two prominent organizations that provide another third-party application for managing social media is BAPA and Hootsuite. What does this organization, what does Hootsuite provide or BAPA provide is, for example, if you are a social media manager of a particular organization, for example, Mazone, that has a huge following all over the world. So as part of the social media management, they can use Hootsuite or BAPA, one, to schedule all their tweets. For example, if you are going to have a campaign, for example, of using hijab, we want to raise a lot of awareness that people should start to understand what hijab is and how to use hijab. So for example, we took Muharram as a month in which we are going to have this kind of campaign. So what we are going to do is we are going to schedule all our tweets. Our social media team will come and develop tweets on Monday, on Wednesday, on Thursday. Probably on Monday, we are going to share a tweet with a picture. On Tuesday, we are going to tweet through Facebook. On Wednesday, we are going to tweet in our Instagram. At social hour, we are going to tweet. We are going to share our information in YouTube. We are going to share our information on TikTok. So this Hootsuite provide an administrative panel where people can put all their 1 month tweets or information that they want to share throughout different types of social platforms. So you can just go and rest. At 10 o'clock in the night, we are interested that one of our posts should go to Facebook. So once we put all the tweets, so it schedule our tweets, and at that time, the tweet will go either through Facebook, through Instagram, through YouTube, all the channels we are using. This provides us to understand how we can do that without always coming back to do that. This is a productivity tool. That is one thing. Another, besides providing scheduling capability, BAPA or Hootsuite will give you an idea on how your information is doing along the way. How many people are discussing? how many people are sharing, how many people are doing a lot of things. This will give you an overview on the number of people that watch your videos, on the number of people that like your videos, on the number of people that ask about. Then if we have done this, how do you go about it? So it answers a lot of things in managing customer care relationship. Besides this, you can also use this type of tools to even track how many females were able to watch your videos, how many males were able to do this, how many this. You can do all this using social media management. And you can also monitor competition. How many people are your competitors in this kind of information? So social media management for social media users is really, really important tool. Another thing is targeted audience. So for example, we are worried. Here is just an example with the way people are so obsessed with one Hausa movie, for example, or are so obsessed with a football, and we are interested in providing alternative for this. So let's look at who are the greatest audience of this Hausa movie. Probably, mostly they came from Kano, they came from Jigawa, they came from Sokoto, they came from Katsina, they came from Zamfara. And these people that are watching are mostly female. Their age probably ranges from 18 to 35 years of age. So we are interested in providing alternative things, something like Don't Be Sad. Books like Enjoy Your Life, we made it in such a book or in a media format that we want to also change the habit of viewing to this kind of more important stuff to these people. We can use Instagram, we can use Facebook, we can use all this if we are going to target these people. But this one is not going to be an organic. We have to pay like 2,000, 10,000. So we are interested in reaching people, for example, women of age 18 to 35, those who are using cell phone, those women that have degrees, those people that live in this, that have traveled this and that. Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter provide all these capabilities for you. Since you guys have the habit of, please, I'm going to kind of pray for me. You put your geolocation, where you are going from, probably from Zaria to Kano, you put your in ShopRite, you put your location. All these social media are taking this as an information that they sell to other people. You know, they said if you are not the product, if you are not selling the product, or if you are not buying the product, you are the product. So they can target people with Android phones, they can target people with mobile phones, they can target people with degrees, for people who put they attended Zaria, they attended UK. You are providing all this information for these people to target you with their advert. So a lot of people, when they are doing their campaign, for example, if Mazone is trying to do some certain campaign, or probably Sunna TV is trying to do this kind of thing, or Al Manara or Al Jazeera or any kind of media are interested in targeting particular people of particular age, of particular demography, they can use social media to do this. That is this kind of capability. Now, second to the last aspect of my presentation. So having understand some of the capabilities and potentials of social media and how other organizations are using this social media. So what can our Muslim media houses do? What can we take advantage of? One, the first thing that they can do is taking advantage of community of interest. When we say community of interest, many people assume when we share a Facebook post, when we share a Twitter or an Instagram post, it reaches the kind of people we are interested in. Unfortunately, it is not every time that this kind of thing happens, unless we understand and find what are our community of interest. Is our interest is in trying to combat people with extremist ideologies? One. Is our interest is in trying to encourage women to wear hijab? Is our interest in trying to encourage young men to take this kind of entrepreneurial activities. So we need to find this community of interest and see which culture or which habit or which kind of ideology we are interested in changing, or the psyche of people we are interested in changing. So to do that, we need to do what we call audience segmentation. How do we go about audience segmentation? What does our audience look like? What do they look like? Are we interested in people aged 18 to 25, males from northern part of the country, from southern part of the country? Are we interested in finding people that have positionist agenda, or what type of people we are interested in? One. Second, how do they behave? What is the behavior of these people? Third, what do they join? Are they joining Instagram? Are they on Facebook? Are they on Twitter? Or definitely they are not on this web-based technology. They are on mobile web-based messaging system. Are they on WhatsApp? Here is an example of Mike Costa. This guy works with Newsweek, one of the major US newspapers. So what he did was they were trying to target male group of 18 years witin Tampa City in the US. So they were trying to see how their audience, they can target this type of particular people to improve reading culture and encourage them to chat with them. So what he did was he tried to understand the type of social networking communities there are. So he realized that they were not on Facebook. They were not on WhatsApp. They were not on this popular Snapchat. They were not on Twitter. He realized that particular people in his community, they use Tumblr, T-U-M-B-L-R, Tumblr. It's just like a Twitter. So what he did, he went to Tumblr and created official and unofficial account of Newsweek. So he started sharing information to them. That is how the people came to his community. And the way he really reached out to people and they start selling the paper, then Tumblr, the Tumblr company really understands this guy has a huge potential in using social media to get really, really huge audience. So that was how Tumblr employed him as one of its media consultants. From there, because he understands the needs of his community, he moved to Al Jazeera America. You know, there was this kind of the Al Jazeera America before it tumbled like last year. So that was the story of what do they enjoy? Do they enjoy WhatsApp? Do they enjoy Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat? Are they in TikTok? Are they in Likey? Like now, you can see a lot of ladies, Nigerian from outer extraction, using TikTok as part of their method. Unfortunately, I haven't seen any da'wah-minded organization or da'wah-minded people that are in Instagram to catch those people from there so that they take their attention, because we are not going there. We don't recognize it as something really, really important. And let us look at what motivates them. This kind of segmentation will really give you an edge over to sell your newspaper or to sell your campaign or to sell your ideology, or even to convince people to start doing something that is worth doing. That is one thing I believe we can do, understanding our audience and our community of interest so that we can target our campaign. Quickly, second thing I'm really interested as part of the agenda of what Muslim Media House should embark on is fact checking. Currently in Nigeria, we don't have a non-governmental organization or not-for-profit organization from the Muslim perspective that are into this fact checking, which is a huge activity. So I think we need to be the first organization probably that will really, really understand fact checking. And in fact, there are a lot of areas that our media houses can be expert at, so that whenever something is happening, like in the US, in the States, there is one website called SNOPS, S-N-O-P-E-S. if you had any story about like when you have something like let me just get, you know, there is this Anchi Ayuwanka the Ruwan Gishiri. You know, like last 3 years, I was sleeping, someone called and said there is an ongoing announcement in Taraba that everybody, because of Ebola, should take a salt bath. So if you have an organization that is really known for fact checking about information that is going on and people are really, really crazy about it, then people will start coming back to that organization. They know they do a lot of the research and provide evidence-based facts that this is true, this is fact. So how this can take conspiracy theory. You know, what is this coronavirus issue? There is this conspiracy theory that is going on that there is a linkage between 5G and coronavirus. People start linking Wuhan as part of the place where 5G started, this and that. And some really educated people are really spending their energy in trying to convince people that there is really a linkage between 5G and coronavirus. So you can see even a former senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria sharing a video telling people this thing is really, really true. So if you have a fact-checking organization, a media house that can do this, really it will help, and people will keep relying on this organization to fact-check. There is a lot of urban legend that is going on. So this organization should find a means of convincing people that this kind of thing is just a balderdash. And there is these politicians coming up with a lot of things. Somebody will say something is happening, can do this thing. So fact-checking organization can verify directly that what this politician is arguing or is proposing or providing it as a thesis, this is not correct, because we have ample evidence that this is going on. So this is the second thing, that media organizations can take advantage of social media and establish themselves as an authority in fact-checking, as a fact-checking organization. And this is another thing that we can do to change the psyche, the understanding of our youth. For example, we have what we call a social good award. You see, a lot of people, young people on social media, go to Lighty, go to TikTok, go to YouTube. You will find out on Facebook or Instagram, people, they have a lot of talent, but they are wasting their talent. So how about these media houses to come up with what you call a social good award, where in every year, at the end of every year, people can celebrate charity organizations that has done a lot of things through social media. You can celebrate people that came up with a video that is so interesting, educated video. You can provide an award to people who are into podcasting. I'm coming to podcasting and say, what is this kind of podcasting is? So podcast, in fact, podcast is a kind of activity where people can be an expert in particular fields, where he can keep sharing these audio messages on the internet. People keep downloading, listening to it. Like, for example, Professor Mansour Sokoto has this book, Abokin Hira, and really is important. So he's using it into a video. Unfortunately, they don't have a podcast station where people can keep tuning to keep listening. And you see, people can generate a lot of money. People can do podcasts for money, can do podcasts for political purpose, can do podcasts for religious activities. So let us identify this type of people. Let us have this kind of award so that we can recognize people with podcasts that are into this podcasting. I will explain the type of thing that our people can do so that we give them awards, so that if it becomes a yearly award, people will go into podcasting. So definitely you change the ummah for good. That is this creativity. What do you do? Teaching people how to do something. For example, you come up with a smart idea on how to open a door, on how to do this. People like something, do it yourself. That is this, do it yourself. You create a video so that people can learn something. So we can provide an award for that. Or edutainment. You do some entertainment with educational activities, or we can find somebody who is one of the more prolific da'wah people on social media, that people really are connected to him and he can influence a lot of people. We can create this type of social good award so that at the end of the year, this media house, like for example, Mazone, can come and celebrate people for what they did on social media. There is this kind of award. You can Google it, Shorty, SHORTY, Shorty Award. It is one of the best social media awards in the US. So they take best of the best in charities, humanities, in marketing, in a lot of things. So there is nothing that stops us from having our own social good award using social media. We can get money, we can get sponsors, and we can recognize people. We can change their psyche. We can change how they use social media so that we can help people to come up to uncover their potential. Take an example of BBC Hausa Literary Award, Hausa for developing books. When they started this award, only few people, but every year you can uncover the potentials of our women in the northern part of the country. So this social good award can do also the same. So the first one, before we go to the fifth and sixth, then second to the last, is podcasting. We are interested in finding jobs for people to go into podcasting. And yes, Mazone can train people into podcasting. For example, you can have somebody that can go to podcasting to come and cover an interesting story about one ulama. His government, his activism, how he acquired his knowledge, how he deal with people, how he do this. Then let's have this series, just like BBC is doing now, Kuda Malamanku, Kusam Malamanku. You can see how it is interesting, they are such a lot of ulama. So if we can have somebody can do the audio one and can create a podcast station, that will be interesting. And he can also look at academics. We have interesting, very, very gifted, talented, and international academics of rapid that have a lot of ideas, so we can still learn from them. We have entrepreneurs that people can see how they struggle, how they became what they are, and it can really, really be motivating. We can look at our heroes, those people that are heroes in our villages. They sacrifice for a lot of people. We can really celebrate them using podcasts. We can create a career podcast, how to pass your WAEC, how to pass your SSC, how to gain admission, how to get jobs, not even government-related jobs, how to be an entrepreneur. You can do a lot of things, which is really important. We can talk about different cultures in the country, and you can have a lot of audience who are interested and eager to hear what is the next episode in your podcast. We can talk about our women, their wonderful sacrifices, how they nurture kids, how they help the community, how they provide support to people. We can do all this. We can do children, interesting children. Like in YouTube, you will get an 8-year-old YouTube guy who review a lot of toys. He has over $8 million US. We have all this kind of kids within our country. Let us cover their activities, either using video or audio. This is something interesting. You can have audience, you can monetize your podcast, and you can do about animals, you can do about motivation. All these are podcasts that our houses can do, media houses can all go into. Then crisis communication. Crisis communication is one thing that I realize we don't really have organizations that really work on crisis communication, especially when it comes to social media. Everyone is a witness to what has happened during NSAS. And towards the tail end of NSAS, we ended up in becoming confused. People are saying there is this massacre in Lekki. People said not a single soul died. People said this and that. And there is no kind of organization that provides up to date with a concrete evidence on what is going on there. Not only that, we don't have an organization, a media house that creates a knowledge on an issue of an interest, provide timeline, provide a diary, provide a repository, whereby in the next 10 years, researchers will come and start thinking about this. Go to Guardian. When it comes to Cambridge Analytica, they will give you the timeline, how the whole thing started, you will have a condensed knowledge there. So we don't have this knowledge, we don't have a wiki where we document crisis. Because now, how many universities can be proud that there is the documented Boko Haram crisis? Or during this coronavirus, how did our ulamas react? How did community react? What are the documented photos, images, articles shared by ulamas, shared by resource persons? We don't really have them. So we can start thinking. We can try to be an expert in crisis communication, where we can start as a liaison between the disaster-affected communities or crisis-affected communities and probably emergency management organization, where all these people will be coming to get a reliable information from us, and we give reliable information to them. So we can start as a liaison. We can even provide a situation report during an emergency. For example, when there is this end sanctions, we don't have an organization that provides live reports, verifiable evidence, number of people killed, number of places that was destroyed, number of people that were affected. We provide links, we provide pictures, we provide images, and we can add people, we can crowdsource all this information so that we can provide all this to document all this. This is one area we are really lacking, and we can provide a capacity building on how people can cover crisis. That is one role Muslim media houses can really do. So the last thing I will advise is content creation and monetization. Organizations are really dealing with the paucity of funds. So how do we go about this? I think I provided, just for example, we can create professional videos of interest that will make people to buy. I mean, that will make people to watch, so we get money, just like the example we started of Crystal. So can our media organization put all its best talent to come and keep producing videos, like viral videos that everybody will be eager and waiting for this Mazone to provide another video of interest of this? We can even crowdsource the videos, most interesting videos, we can buy and put it on our probably YouTube channel so that people buy, Google give us money. Not only that, we can publish a book. That is what we call self-publishing. Amazon provides a platform where you can create an interesting and professional book. For example, End SARS Protest. Provide a verifiable evidence, documented evidence there. People that are interested in crisis will come and start buying the book. And for donkey years, you will keep getting money. You will keep getting money. So book publishing is really important. We can delve into photography. We have a lot of people. Wallahi, I have people in my either Instagram or Facebook or WhatsApp. You can see in a day, they take like 25 pictures. But these people are unable to change their talent and monetize their photography. There are a lot of websites that will give you a lot of money by selling interesting pictures, be it cultural, that deals with culture, that deals with weddings, that deals with football, that deals with a lot of things. You can buy them, you can monetize. Also, one of the best ways to get money for these media houses or journalists is training. Create an interesting video like a master class on how to do an editing, a master class on websites, a master class on verification, a master class on this and that and this and that. And put it in Udemy and see how people will be buying it $10, $10, and see what will happen to media houses. So this is the last one, is the takeaway I'm interested in giving you. I gave you a lot of information. Now, where do we make sense of this information? So I think one of the best places you guys can go if you are a journalist or a media house is Journalist Studio. Google has a platform, it's called a Google Studio. It provides a lot of AI-related platform that will help you organize information, that will help you even to convert audio into text. Like last time I was asking Mazone, how did they transcribe the lectures? So now I applied for this Journalist Studio from Google, and luckily enough, there is this website under Journalist Studio. It was just last 2 weeks they came up with it. They are building it. So you can have up to like 20,000 papers if you are like trying to uncover one scandal or trying to provide a comprehensive history. So you are trying to do a research, you can go there. If you have audios you want to transcribe, just upload the audio. Automatically it will transcribe. Once it is in English, now it is in English. You know, other languages are coming up. So you will just transcribe. If you have a lecture, an audio, just put it there, it will transcribe. And its transcription is like nearly 98% perfect. So people can take advantage of Journalist Studio. They can take also Facebook journalism project. Media houses can go and take advantage. There is this website is called Crowd Tangle. You can monitor all the information already. You can monitor all the information on Facebook to develop anything. You can apply. I applied. They give me this type of Crowd Tangle, and next week they will onboard me so that I can be monitoring crisis across Nigeria on Facebook, on Instagram, on Reddit. And there is this pointer is to they have tons of tools, techniques, and pre-training you can go and do. There is Institute for Non-Profit News. They also have superb publications, superb tools. They have superb technology. Then Facebook Blueprint. If you are interested in targeted audience, you are trying to be a marketer, or you want to try to reach specific communities using Facebook, go and download this Facebook. Go to Facebook Blueprint, take their certificate course, and it will help you. Twitter Applied Schools provide everything on how to. LinkedIn is also a very good place to learn how to take advantage of LinkedIn in your organization. Then there is this one, European Journalism Center. They have a lot of superb resources. Now, I think I rest my case. Thank you so much.
Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, Barakallah. Thank you very much, Dr. Najeeb, for this wonderful presentation. In fact, your time was
sorry
up,
about that.
For almost 5 minutes.
I'm so sorry.
But I hate to interrupt you because of the flow of your presentation.
Thank you for your magnanimity.
Yes. So thank you very much. I think this exposed a lot of areas. In my opinion, the Mazone, and not only Mazone, in fact, the Muslim media in general will benefit a lot. This really, we are so happy that we have an expert in our midst who has gone this depth, and I think we must stand to benefit immensely from this presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. For the Q&A, I think we will have a, because to make it very fast, and now that we want to go into the next presentation, I don't know if maybe we will ask participants to mail in their questions so that the questions can be pulled down together. But for comments, maybe we'll allow just a few comments so that make progress. The questions can be mailed in, can be typed in so that we can fill them out, and then we can actually, Najeeb can look at the questions while so that at the end of it, he will just come over again and answer the question. So please, participants, to everyone, please mail your questions. For comments, it's important. I think we did 1 or 2 comments. Then we go to the next presenter. So anybody with comments, very, very important comments, I need to how we can, where we are.
Assalamu alaikum, Chairman.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Yes.
Sorry, I'm Dr. Yakubu. I'd just like to make a very little comment on this very impressive presentation by Malam Dr. Najeeb.
Thank you very much.
If I have the permission of the chairman. Okay, so assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah ta'ala wa barakatuh, brothers and sisters. Dr. Najeeb, I must say this, that you have made a presentation that is highly impressive and obviously knowledgeable. So my concern exactly is, and I think we may be addressing this later, maybe when I make my presentation. Do we really have a Muslim media? This is one very key question we need to ask ourselves. Do we really have Muslim media? That is one. Then number two is more of an advice based on the presentation that Dr. Najeeb has made. I think I would want to strongly recommend that probably in taking the action points, we should consider going into drafting a specific plan on how we can start up something, you know, from the point of view of social media, as Dr. Najeeb has
Yes, okay, sorry, are we? Like Dr. Yakubu is
proposed. So
okay.
it sure find this gentleman, we enjoy the lecture, and that a commitment, a project that should commence. Salam alaikum.
Thank you very much, Doctor. I think this goes very well in line with what I have recommended at the beginning of this. This should be not a just presentation. It as having a kind of action plan for implementation at the end of the session. Maybe at the end of today's session, we'll have some key points, and then tomorrow's session also. Thank you very much, Dr. I can see that participants are sending their questions, so we can now move into the next presenter so that the questions can keep on coming. And I'm sure Dr. Yakubu is looking at them so that we can tell them at the end of the second presenter he will come first. Thank you very much. So now I would like to call upon Dr. Yakubu, please to come forward to present your presentation.